As a community, we face a serious problem.
No matter who you are, its effect is plaguing us all.
Taking it at face value is how we start. Facing it head on is how we end it.
Fentanyl affects us all.
Fentanyl hurts us all.
Fentanyl takes it all.
Facing Fentanyl Together, brought to you by Livingston Parish Students Against Destructive Decisions.
May 5th, 2023, exactly 1 year since East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Deputy Nick Tullier gained his wings. He was shot 3 times in an ambush attack on law enforcement in 2016 in Baton Rouge. Against all odds, he survived and fought hard to recover for nearly 6 years. In 2017, several organizations came together to donate a handicap-accessible van to help Nick get around. COVID, however, set him back with a lack of therapy until he could no longer fight all the infections. Today, Nick's family and fellow brothers honored him by donating his van to a Blue family out of Texas. That started with a motorcycle escort to Livingston Parish for the receiving family.
I think it's fantastic that we can actually give someone something like this that we use for Nick.
Very overwhelming, very blessed. It means a lot.
Crystal Scott and her husband Chris are from Grand Prairie, Texas. It was about 10 years ago that the mother of 5 and wife was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos and lupus. That's a disease that targets the soft tissue and keeps a person from walking.
It's a progressive disease, so it's progressed to the point now that I can't sustain my body weight, so that's left me in a wheelchair.
In order to get around, they need a handicap-accessible van. That's when a friend started a GoFundMe and posted it to Facebook. Crystal's husband is an officer, so the post was shared among law enforcement groups. That's how Lieutenant Brian Parent from the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office found it.
And I remember Mr. James saying that he wanted it to, he wanted to help a Blue family if possible, and so I mean it just feels good to put the pieces together.
But you see, life has a way of coming full circle, and it was no different in this case. Nick Tullier and his family spent years in Texas. The Scott family is from Texas. Nick Tullier rode motorcycles for the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office.
I believe I recognize that cop. And she says, doesn't it look like one of the cops that was in the motorcycle competition in Baton Rouge or at Lamar Dixon? And I looked and I said, it is him. And so we both recognized him. I had actually shaken hands with him at Lamar Dixon. And, here we are coming back around in a circle.
We were floored. We spoke with the Tullier family by phone and said there's no way we could ever repay what you're doing for us. And their response was there's no repayment necessary. We want to do something for someone good that has been done for us. And so it's beyond words, beyond my capability to be able to describe how much it means to Crystal and I.
After signing the title, Nick's parents, Mary and James, walked the Scott family through how the van works, giving Crystal Scott a new life.
It's freedom. I get to leave my house. I get to take my kids to school. I get to be a mom. I get to be a wife.
It's why the Scott family wanted to do their part to say thank you to the Tulliers.
Since you've been a blessing to us, and we know that the Nick Tullier Strong Foundation was having a fundraiser to help you guys make it to Washington, D.C.
We've got that taken care of, so
Yes,
don't be giving us anything.
I understand. Crystal and I wanted to give a blessing to you guys as well, and we're going to give you $6,700 cash for your trip to Washington, D.C. to help make ends meet.
Do not do
So
that.
there's your $6,700.
We're going to
Please
give
take
it back. Yes, we are.
Yes, you can use that for you can use that for your.
We don't need it.
And this is our way of honoring Nick and giving back for what you gave to
You're
us.
honoring Nick
By taking the van.
And we do not need this. It was donated to Nick. It's being donated to you and Crystal.
Yes.
And so we don't want any money. That's that. won't have it.
If you're wondering how this ended, the Tulliers did not end up accepting the money. Their payment, they say, is simply keeping their son's memory alive, especially today of all days.
At the end of the day, this is just something that really warms your heart. It really does, because these guys, they truly loved Nick. We all did.
With Unfiltered with Kiran, reporting in Livingston Parish, I'm Kiran Chawla.